in case you forget something. Okay, so this is a port forwarding setup and a new coach walkthrough that I'm doing with Jody Bowers. First thing is I've connected to Jody's machine. So I'm on your machine right now. I'm going to start your automatic football game. Now, the reason I do this is I want to see what your internal IP is. So I'm just going to say launch new server game. If you notice when you launch a new server game, you have an IP here as your server IP. It's 192.168.0.12. Is your name Dave or Jody? Who's Jody Bowers?
That's me. Dave is the other new guy.
Oh, so you were playing against Dave. Got it.
We were trying to play together.
Got it. Okay, so your IP here is 192.168.0.12. So we're going to cancel this. So that tells me how I can connect to the router. So I'm going to open a browser, and I'm going to go to .168.0.1. That will be the IP address that you put into your browser if you need to make a change later on. Now you have an Eris router. It's asking for a username and password. Now typically this is a default setting of admin as the username and the password is password. That's just the way they all do it. And if you want, but it really doesn't matter because nobody can get to this unless they're on a machine on your network. Now I'm able to get to it because I'm on your machine using TeamViewer. So inside the setup for the Eris router, now this will be different for Dave when he wants to set his up, depending on what type of router he has. But let him know that I'll help him out as well. There's usually a tab called Firewall or Security or Gaming and Network, something like that. So inside this Firewall tab, you have virtual servers and port forwarding. That's what we want to set. Strat uses port 6501 to communicate for all of its games. This up for Strat, and it will work with baseball, football, hockey, or whatever. I only play football, so that's all I care about, but they all use 6501. So the description is just the description. We're going to call this Strat. It's going to be 6501 to 6501. And what that does is that you have traffic coming in from the outside world going to your router because you have multiple devices connected to your home network. Got traffic here on 6501. What do I do with it? Do I send it to your phone? Do I send it to your computer? Do I send it to your Xbox? So you're telling it, I want that traffic to go to my computer that I have Strat Football on. 501, send it to your machine. You need both protocols, TCP and UDP. Now this is where we put in that IP address we just got, 192.168.0.12, was it? Double check just to make sure. And we want it to go to 6501 to 6501. That virtual server. Okay, so that's saving. Just double check. Let's see what it says. Yeah, it's 12. Now that could change. Your internal IP can change from time to time. So now it's set. Sometimes you'll have to say activate once you add it, but this looks like it's set. The other thing you have to check is your firewall. Type in firewall to your little search thing and click on the selection allow an app through Windows Firewall. And what you're looking for here is an entry for Strat Football. It's in alphabetical order. You have it here. It needs to have both boxes checked. So you're going to change the settings. You only have it active for, it needs to be public and private, just to be safe. You know, we could also just delete that entry and then start it again and click both boxes. But anyway, so now you should be set. Now you should be able to host a new game. We're going to do a local game. It doesn't matter what teams. IP to give your opponent. We're going to open another browser. There's two places you can get this really easily. My favorite is IP4.me. This will tell you this has no ads or anything like it. So this is the IP you would give me. I don't see your AIM ID anywhere. Do you have AIM running, or do you have it loaded?
I don't have AIM running.
Okay, so you use Pigeon. Pigeon's great. I love Pigeon. So we're going to start that up. Do you have an account?
You want me to log it in?
Yeah, log it in for me. Now this will be what you use for whoops. This will be what you use for the draft too. It says your password's wrong. Is it Jody Bowers or Jody.Bowers?
It's just Jody Bowers.
Okay. Password, because again, this is just your machine. That way you don't have to type it in every time.
I thought I did that.
So
I'll get the password. I understand that.
okay, so you're gonna then you'd give that IP to me. So if you add in my account in there, you aim it to me. Now I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna start a game and try to join your IP. No IP. So you get it is www.myip.com. So that's kind of the same thing, but it has all this other junk on it. And look at it, showing you your IP6 IP. It used to show IP4. Let's look at it. I don't know. I don't like that one. I like IP4.me. What is myip.com? Stick with IP4.me. I don't use the other one. So because your IP4 is really easy. It's right here. If you ever need your IP6, you can look that up as well. So now you are hosting a local game, and I'm going to try to join you. Okay, so you haven't installed the patch yet. So the connection's working, the port forwarding's working, but you are not on the patched version of the game. You patched up. You're on D instead of G, or E instead of G. So you just get that from. You tell Dave to do this too. So patches are here. Make sure you load the patch for football, not for college football. So we don't want college. We want the football one. Run that. Always put all the data patches on. Doesn't hurt anything. Okay, so now we're ready to connect. So now let's walk through what you do for league files. So you're in SOMSFA, right? The SOMSFA is the spring one. Whoops, this is wrong. SOMIFA is the fall one. So let's go grab the SOMIFA playoff files, and I'll show you what you would do to connect. So we're going to grab the playoffs round 2 file. Now you would grab the regular season quarter 1 file or whatever, but I just want to show you how we would load. We would get everything to work. So here's the SOMIFA league file. so that you take, what I usually do is I'll take the league file and I'll drop it in my downloads directory. Whoops, what happened? Okay, so drop it right here in downloads. You can put it on the desktop, wherever you feel comfortable. So then manager, you want to restore that file. So I'm going to run league manager. And then you say league, restore league file, and point it. Quick access will take you right to the downloads and sort it by date modified. And there it is at the top. So you're going to restore the SOMIFA Q1 file. This is the playoff file. Okay, so there you go. These are the games that have already been played, etc. Now you're going to get emailed your pre-files. So this is some spectators pre-files. It's really the same thing. Files. When you get your pre-files from Ed, it'll have your team name in parentheses. They'll only be for you. So we're going to copy these and place them. File. You need to replace the pre-files in the receive directory. Okay. So we're going to, this is your Strat football directory. Let me expand this out. So under your C colon Strat football, you have a receive directory. So we're going to take these, and I've copied them with Control C, and I'm going to hit Control V here and paste them in here. So once your pre-files are placed in the receive directory, you can then start Strat football, and it will load these. So you're going to say Stratomatic football. It's going to read those pre-files, and you'll notice that they disappear from the receive directory. They're no longer there. Ported to your league directory and put into the appropriate weeks. So now here on the left-hand side, you have a new league called SOMIFA Playoffs. Let's just say you were San Francisco, your NFL Ed's team. You're going to click that game. These will be your games. So and you can host as visitor. Doesn't matter who's visitor or who's home. Either team can host. So if you get to somebody who says, hey, I can't host, or I can only host with Hamachi, or yourself. So you click the league, you click the game you want to play, you click launch new server game. Everything's set. Make sure that this game port says 6501. If you use the lobby, sometimes it'll change that name. That's why I avoid the lobby. So 6501, game name doesn't matter. You can say test SOMIFA, whatever. But you can leave that alone. Your player name is what's going to show up when you chat. You click OK. Now it's waiting for your opponent to arrive. You need to go up to the website, go to ip4.me, IP, give that to your opponent. Now he's going to, his machine, put that IP in and select join. So you'll see this on the video. I'm selecting join server. You don't have to select the league, but you can select the league on the side. So SOMIFA Playoffs. I just like to, leave it as local. If you're just joining, leave it on the local setting. Click join, and the host pre-file will fix everything. So I'm joining your computer. You're San Francisco. I'm Dallas. Now it's ready for you to start. So on your side, you're going to you want to receive it or you want to receive the kickoff or defer. We're going to start playing. So I'm kicking off, and then you just start selecting your plays. Now it's just like you're playing the computer, but the other side is being controlled by your opponent. Let's run a couple plays just to see what just to make sure you got it. Just click whatever you want for your play. And I'm sure it sounds like you have a lot of experience with the board game or with a local, your local league. You kind of have the same thing. You click on your inside linebackers. You can move them up the flats. You can use your free safety to double. I'm going to double Travis Benjamin, so don't throw it to him. I'm going to blitz a linebacker next to the center. It won't count as a blitzer, only if you put it in to the off tackle zone. You're doing a flat pass right to Edelman. You're clicking snap the ball, and it's going to resolve it either on the D card or on the quarterback's card. So you get the idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then when the game's over, we finish this game, what Ed wants is he wants, I'm going to take over control again. So we're going to exit. He wants you to send him the post file. Now the post file, just like we had the receive directory where we dropped the pre-files, the post files will be in the send directory. So when you're done with the game, there'll be a file in here called whatever.post. Let's just let's go back to Strat Football here. I'll show you what it looks like. So let's just say you played the whole game. We're going to do this as a local game, not as an online game. We're going to say we're going to take that NFL Ed playoff game, and we're going to just launch a new local game. When you do just launch game, you're not playing against a human. You're playing against yourself. You don't, launch new server game or join server is how you do it for online play. There's an option here, I think, to autoplay. I'm going to say autoplay remaining in the game. So it'll do its thing. I'm showing you this so you can see how the post file, where to get the post file and what to do with it. Performance by Ed's 49ers. In the real game, the Cowboys kept it closer than this. So now I'm going to rearrange your game screen the way I like it. I like to see the card image. I'll put that like right here. Of course, this is the way it's looking on my screen. I don't know if it's looking that way on your screen. And I like to use so far today so you can see how players have done. So let's just click through the last few pages. The game's over. Okay? You have your post-game chat with your opponent. Good job. Make sure you click OK so the game actually finishes. And then we're going to exit. Now, there's the post-game file. That's what you need to email to Ed. If you're the host, right away you need to send that file to him. And then on the forum, you can put a little write-up if you want. There'll be like a Q1, Q2 recap thread. So that's basically the gist of it. That's how, every quarter, Ed will post a file here. So you're in SOMSPA. Every quarter, he's going to put a file here. When it's done, like if you look down here, this was last year's final file. So there's the regular season final file. So every quarter, he'll say, quarter one file, load, you restore that file. Files, you place them in the receive directory. You start the game. They'll be loaded in. If you're hosting, you click on the league name on the left. You say host network game. Give your opponent the external IP that you find from ip4.me. And after the game, you send the post file to Ed. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Make sense? Okay, sounds good. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'll share this video out. I'll even put it on the forum so that people can look at this, and it might be something that'll help Dave get set up. If he wants me to set up his 440, I can do that. All righty? All right, no problem. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.